open it up. They have to open up the Strait of Trump. Hormuz. Excuse me for this. I'm so sorry. Such a terrible mistake. The fake news will say he accidentally said no. There's no accidents with me.
US President Donald Trump insists that the Iranians must reopen the Strait of Hormuz, or what he calls the Strait of Trump. Well, on the part of the Iranians, their Minister for Foreign Affairs, Abbas Arachi, says that the enemies of Iran will pay a heavy price for the massive damage caused by Israel on its civilian infrastructure and power plants. In a tweet, he said that the Israelis hit two of the largest steel factories in Iran, a civilian nuclear site, a power plant, and other infrastructure, and insisted that they will retaliate as part of their policy of retaliation against the GCC states and against Israel itself. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard has even told people who work in American and Israeli companies in the GCC states to evacuate immediately before the attacks are conducted. Well, we have seen the attacks from Israel. It hit the Arak power plant, the steel factories, and other infrastructure in Iran, and said it did so in coordination with the US. And this goes contrary to the Trump's agenda, or the US agenda, of negotiating and giving time for ceasefire negotiation. Well, Trump had previously said that he had given Iran 10 days period to negotiate a ceasefire that will lead to the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. And he had even suspended the bombing of power plants for 10 days. But at the same time, Israel is seen to be working independently and bombing power plants and nuclear sites in Iran, and then claiming that it did so in coordination with the US. So clearly, Iran is left in a tough position where it does not know whom it's dealing with. Is it negotiating a ceasefire with the US or escalating a war with Israel? And in the spirit of retaliation, it has attacked several sites in Israel, hitting the Hadera power plant, hitting areas of Dimona, and hitting central Tel Aviv, causing mass damage and casualties in the city. And this is as a result of retaliation of Israeli attacks on its power plants. So as things goes by, as Israel escalates, the US is insisting that they are negotiating a ceasefire, and again insisting that Iran must reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Clearly, this war has lost direction, and unless they have a coalition of states to come and negotiate the ceasefire or the end to war, this war will continue for a long time. Since even the Israelis have insisted the war should continue for another 3 weeks, while at the same time, troops from the US are landing on the Persian Gulf in the next 10 days. But again, the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has insisted they can end the war in 3 weeks without the need for boots on the ground. Well, that is all. Kindly like and subscribe this channel.